Biblically, we're all children of God. Everyone at any age, at any moment, with whatever ability, is a child of God.
Children A Light Altar commemorates children who have died of violence in Baltimore City. But at the Cathedral, we felt that we needed to do more than that.
Every time we light a candle, I stand at the altar and look out. And I realize that there's now one less person in the world because of violence, and a gift of God has been taken away, and my life has less in it. The actual physical lighting of a candle is an intentional act of hope, and it's a commitment on our part, visibly, to follow through. Whether it's social policy or an art program at the school, or just to remember, and it's no small matter to remember the children each day.
It's very sad. It's very sad. We're talking about numbers, but we're remembering and praying for a particular child and a particular family.
And I think part of the church's job is to hold a moral ground in this conversation and say, equity is justice, which is right.
And then we were at a critical point in the community of wanting to build a new school. A new school, or an adequate school, had been promised to us, and that promise wasn't being kept.
It was like dark and nasty, a lot of bugs all over. And this one, I never even seen a bug.
Well, God wanted a new school in Waverly. So God put a few of the right people in this congregation who, after hearing about the plight of the school and the struggles of trying to get a new building through a bureaucratic system that is second only to Henry VIII's reign, they put pressure and helped forge the pathway for monies to happen.
And fortunately, right at that point, people from the Cathedral became involved in the organizing to get the school built.
They were inspired by the need and by what they could do. And that's the work of the Spirit, transforming lives.
I love the new school because it's bright, and if you go out the third floor, you can see the whole entire, you can see downtown.
Nip?
Nip, nip, nip.
Sean, do you know what that is?
Yeah, nip.
It's a fishing net. He's a fisherman. Children would come into me and they'd say, Stan, you don't understand. I'm not a reader. I don't know why you're working with me, because I don't read. And they'd sound like they were talking about, I don't know Greek, And you could tell that was sort of their attitude. They weren't a reader, so when the teacher was talking about letter sounds, they were, just all over the place, not paying attention. So clearly the joy of doing that is to see children progressing and beginning to think of themselves as a reader. And at some point they'd start to piece together the sounds of 3 letters and make it into a word. And I'd say to them, what are you doing? And they'd say, I'm reading. And you could tell sort of a light would go off that this was something they could do. And I don't think you can have things that are much more rewarding than that, to watch a child go through that.
It makes me feel like I can achieve everything if I just try.
Well, in a real simple way, we talk about being the body of Christ. And that is, not a theory. It's practice. It's who lives in the neighborhood. The kids who go to Waverly live in the geographic area of the Cathedral of the Incarnation, and they are our children. Period.
Baltimore is a great place because, it might be small, but it is some beautiful features in it. It's a little bit like New York, but it's a small version of it.
I can fix a pet. can fix a pet.
Excellent, excellent. I think that's the payment of being a tutor, is to see that progress and the real enjoyment of learning.
It feels good because when I walk in it, everyone's smiling and they're having fun, so it makes me feel like I will have fun today too. Okay, I made some big ones. It's about to rain. Makes me feel like an artist, like a really good artist.
All of that's what gets me excited. I mean, it's real church. It's church being real. Not a lovely stone building with great stained glass, which is all a nice place to gather, but real people gathered and doing something new.
I feel like our school is special because it's the only one that got built in 50 years. I think it's the best school in the world.